Let's do this. Think we can do it?
Yeah.
Alright, why not?
Why not?
Okay, everybody. We are talking to James today. It's an easy name to remember. It's my son's name. So even I can do that. I will try to put the mic so we can hear. But we're in my mobile studio, my mobile command center, otherwise known as a vehicle. Cruising the streets or the freeway of Southern California, and this is a diabetes/health podcast. So anything that we can absorb that has to do with health or being healthy, the more exposure we get to it, the better. So it just so happens that James here does every extreme sport ever known to man. He's been in the X Games how many times now?
How many years?
Yeah. So basically, from what I get is he does a lot of mountain biking, and what I guess my question would be is if somebody is wanting to get healthy and they don't want to go to the gym, they don't want to do typically what you might think of as routine stuff to get healthy, what could somebody do, in your opinion, and still have fun doing it?
Right. I see what you're saying. Honestly, I think if you're tired of your setting, going to the gym, and you're just kind of sick and tired of being with crowds. I like nature. I'm a nature kind of guy. So what gets me active and get going is being in nature. It kind of gives me more of a I don't know. I'm like in my own bubble type of thing. But to me, it's very fun, very refreshing. I think to me, I honestly believe it has to do with the air. The air feels a lot more fresher when you're kind of on the trails. Like I do a lot of mountain biking, like Brent mentioned. Yeah, nature, just being in nature. I just feel like it's like what do they say about nature? It gives off good ions, like positive ions.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's what kind of really charges you up.
And then it depends, of course, too, where you're at. But I think the thing about mountain biking is most people, even though you live in a concrete jungle, you don't have to drive very far. You know what I mean? To get to it. It's just every city. It's you'll forget about areas that are good.
Yep.
Like I think like Anaheim, where I live, parts of it are like a rat's nest.
Yeah,
correct. Even in LA, but then you don't have to drive far, and then there's just that one place. So when you're looking for an area, how do you say, all right, this is where I'm going to go, or what's the method you use to figure out where you're going to go?
Right. Well, I either figure out, because in Southern California, we're lucky enough to have the beaches and also the mountains to the east. So I try to figure out, do I want to be close to the beach, or do I want views of the mountain? So I either choose that, and then there's this online websites where a lot of mountain bikers and hikers, they all kind of communicate on this website called GeoLadder. I'm sure a lot of you guys heard of it. But,
because you got to remember, we're a universal podcast. Many, many listeners from all over the world.
Exactly.
You can't be specific to Southern California. So it's GeoLadder.
Yeah, GeoLadder. Yeah, like GEO ladder.com. And they a lot of people they post their experiences on numerous trails, and then I just kind of go down the list and see what trail is the best. They have a lot of pictures, see what kind of technical sections of the trail, whether it's advanced or intermediate or beginners.
So what do you get out of mountain biking? Because like if when I think of mountain biking, I think of, gosh, I'm throwing my leg over a bike why couldn't I just throw my leg over a motorcycle and have that do all the work? I mean, what keeps you motivated enough to where you're enjoying it outside of the scenery, but just the actual sport itself?
Right. Okay. I mean, I think what kind of gets me excited is, even though, you know, you have your dirt bike, which you can just and you can just, you know, go fast, and you don't have to do any kind of leg work. But I think the difference between like mountain biking trails and dirt biking trails is that mountain biking, there's a lot of I think there's a lot of like different technical obstacles. Like with mountain biking, I know I get a lot of obstacles where I can only go like 1 mile an hour because I got to make sure, you know, I got to dodge all these rocks and it's going down at like a 30-degree angle. A lot of it is actually, you got to take your time, at least down here in the SoCal trails. But I think it to me it's more like I gotta be strategic about my about how I approach this trail. Otherwise, I'm gonna bite it. I'm gonna flip, and, you know, I'm gonna hurt myself. So I think just for the fact that I gotta think on my toes and be strategic about it, it makes it fun. And you know, once I actually accomplish the whole entire trail, it's just like, oh wow, that was fun actually.
So you get to the day, like to the point where at the end of the day you're kind of like you want to do it again, or is it you kind of force yourself? Because I know a lot of times when I'm doing a lot of my hobbies, it's like I don't feel like doing it. I got to force myself, and then you get out there, then you're glad you did it. Yeah, no, that's exactly how it is too. Yeah, I mean, when I'm trying to you know, get ready for mountain biking, I usually do it on Sunday, and I wake up and I'm like, oh man, I gotta force myself because I really don't feel like doing it. But once you get up and you get driving, and then you start feeling the urge to really, you know, get out there and do your hobby. But no, I definitely gotta force myself to kind of get on the road. But once I get on the road, it's easy. Yeah, so. And the thing about mountain biking is, the cool thing about those kind of sports is like swimming. If you know, it's kind of hard to go and get excited about swimming because you can't. It's not like you could buy new stuff to get you into it. There's no technical gear that you can constantly like. You go into a biking store and you can get, I'm going to get this, a new this or a new that, and
correct, yeah.
It all, you know, it helps you to stay in the sport. You know, the gear. You know,
right.
I mean, they have stuff online and you go into the store. It's just, and I think that helps to keep you into it. Plus, you can go to different places. It's not like you're doing laps in a pool and you go doing the same pool every day, and that part of it's great. But
right.
Like me personally, it's I haven't really gotten into mountain biking at that level, other than my kids wanting to go for a ride. But it's like you have to, as you get older, you have to do those kind of things. Otherwise, before you know it, you're old, and you're always gonna start being healthy. And so, do you notice that a day a week is enough, or do you have to kind of supplement it with other things as far as keeping you fit, so to speak?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I mean, look, for me, I kind of live a active life in general. Besides, you know, mountain biking, I'm doing you know, active work. So I mean, it's kind of hard to judge for myself. But once a week for mountain biking is you know, enough for me to stay fit and healthy. But I guess it all really depends on, you know, how you live your life throughout the week in general.
So you coming from Washington, did you ever do any? You're from Washington State.
Yes.
You ever go mountain biking up there, or something you picked up down here?
No. I picked it up in Seattle, actually. Yeah, where I'm from. And I think I picked it up in Seattle because in Seattle it's there's a lot of dense you know, trees, and there's so many trails over there. There's a big difference between trails up in Washington and trails down here in Cali, for sure. A big difference. But yeah, I mean,
is it more important or a bigger scene, so to speak, over there than like, or is it just kind of an obscure sport that kind of you have to, you know, almost like the speakeasy, you know, you hear about, oh, hey, there's this thing called mountain biking, and you can get into it, or is it everybody kind of do it?
Honestly, yeah, no, I think down here is where you kind of get the feeling of not too many people mountain bike. I don't get like a sense of a big community down here for mountain bikers, but in Seattle, no, there's a lot of people that mountain bike, and there's you know, there's like very well known trails they're pretty crazy. They're very intense trails up there. Like man-made ladders and stuff, and all kinds of man-made obstacles. A lot of crazy things like that. Like if you watch Red Bull videos,
oh Lord, they
heart
attack.
They sponsor a lot of those mountain biking events.
And some of those where they're just going down the side of switchbacks or whatever, back and forth, and and that is, I think that's the best way to stay in shape, is when now you're in a lifestyle almost, where you don't see too many guys with huge guts doing it. You don't. Or at least not for long anyway, and you kind of have to. But and the thing of it is, it's like, my advice to anybody is get into as many physical sports as you can when you're young, and then when you're older, you kind of cherry pick some that you can kind of hold on to keep you in shape.
Yeah, true. And I mean, to me, it's just so much better to be outside. I mean, you get views, and you know what I mean. It's just way better than.
Well, plus you have stories too. You know, like you just took a digger, right?
Oh yeah, not too long ago, about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I had a pretty intense crash going downhill, but luckily, I'm still good. I can continue my mission on mountain biking, but
well, and like this show that we're doing here is it's anything with health, mostly diabetes. And the thing about mountain biking is you could start, you could do it at you can have a lot of issues, and you could still, it's a zero impact. I was gonna say low impact, but it's almost a no impact, as long as you're not falling off your bike and taking diggers like you did. But I think I would just start with a real. Hell, I'll just start just on the street, just to get your endurance. And then, do you notice the difference between, let's say, somebody going to Walmart and getting a $50 bike versus your, extraordinary top of the line bike from the bike shop?
Yeah, no. Yeah, there's a huge difference. Back in Seattle, I actually had a Walmart bike, and that's what I started out with. Was a Walmart bike, and back in the day, my manager he was a mountain biker too. That's actually kind of how I got into mountain biking, was him. But he told me from the start, do not whatever you do not try to modify your Walmart bike, because whatever you do to it, it's not going to be as good as a bike you buy from a bike shop. So I took his lesson, and I didn't really modify my bike too much by improving it.
You just bought a sticker kit for it with flames?
Yeah, just like a sticker kit, make it look cool and whatnot. But once I got down here to California, I actually upgraded maybe 10-fold, 20-fold. But got a specialized bike. That's the brand. From a nice bike shop in Orange. But and
how many thousands did that set you back?
Oh man, I got it on sale. I got $500 off of it, but it still sent me back about $2,400. But if you really want a good bike, you can start out with $1,000, and that will get you into the scene, and it'll get you you'll have fun with it. Because when I had the Walmart bike, there was so much tension. There's so much more work you got to do in order to have fun, because the bike is crappy.
No, $1,000, that's my start and finish line, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if you got a family, because whatever I get, it's times 6, once the kids see it. But so the thing that I always say is, if we're doing it for exercise, don't we want some resistance? Like, for instance, if it's too easy, then what's the point of the workout?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want a bike that's automatic, because then you're getting close to my territory where you just want a motor between your legs, Or does it help you do a better job somehow at things? It's safer, blah blah blah.
You know what? That's a funny question. Because I did run into a guy down here in SoCal. He mountain bikes, and he has an electric mountain bike. And that's exactly what I was kind of getting upon when I was talking with him. But he mentioned the fact that, and this is a great point he has. He mentioned that no, it doesn't affect my my ability to work out, because it just means I can run the trail 3 times instead of 1 time.
Okay.
So he does the same trail 3 times, while I'm doing it once because it takes 2 hours to do. So he actually does it, more often than I do, but it's just because he has a motor. But I guess, I really don't know how that affects his personal, his habit of.
But if it helps him to stay in the game because